It's Laserbeak. Ah! Hey, that's my bird. That'll teach you, Lina.
That's my bird.
Uh-oh.
Hello and welcome back, Transformer TCG friends and family and followers and subscribers and all across the fruited plain. Speaking of which, I'm just going to lay off politics for a while. I don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers, but, you know, I have a love for country. And I just felt the need, especially, you know, it was election season, etc. Yeah, let me just shut up. Let's get into this. So, hey Kiki, we're going back to Marina Wars. Let's get this done. We only looked at 4 characters: Captain Galleon Prime, Crosscat, Doc, and Dingbot. He's the only Dingbot. My ding-a-ling. So I only have time to look at 2 characters. 2 characters. That's it. So we're gonna look at a mercenary and a Decepticon, going alphabetically. Flathead is next. Flathead is a mercenary runner. If you remember, for these Marina War characters, alt modes or boat have the boat trait. So you're going to have some boats to play with to mix in with, well, maybe not mix in with Tidal Wave. Well, you'd have to have a 4-star. And I don't know if I have a 4-star in here. Or not as Dingbot or Doc a 4-star. I think they're 5 stars. Anyway, so, or, oh, I can see her card, the Headmaster, or she has a Titan Master character you can put on her. That boat, or the, oh gosh, or the little, no, he's not a rescue patrol, he's the 3 boat characters we got in the whole game. So you could mix these in with them if you wanted to. You know, Dingbot is going to help give Tough One to rescue patrol. Okay, in his bot mode. So I'm trying to help pad a little bit of some of the other characters in various ways. So Flathead is up next. Flathead is, like I said, he's a 7-star mercenary. And a lot of these boat characters have some neat abilities, but their stats are kind of low because they're, well, a boat. And so maybe their stats are maybe I'm a terrible speaker. Have you figured that out after 5 years now? So so their stats may not be the equivalent of a true 7-star or 11-star or 9-star character or whatever. They're going to be slightly under for the most part, but in some of the better perks are when they are in their alt modes, but that's normally their weakest mode. So you may not want to try that risk in such a you know, with the kind of game this is. Would you want to do this? Maybe not. So Flathead, he's runner, nautical, boat, melee, and alt mode. Attack of 1, health of 9, defense of 2, which is his strongest defense. His strongest attack is in bot mode of 3. After this battles, and I'm kind of wondering, I've got 3 different things going on here in his alt mode, and I wonder if I need to rearrange this. Let's put tact on top. Let's see if that looks better. Yes, it does. Tact is a new ability that I've made, where as long as a certain condition is met, you get to do something, normally in conjunction with a boat or the character in their alt mode. So, but not exactly this time. Basically, tact is scrap a white pip card from your hand, then you may draw a card. So you're going to be able to do that So let's put that on the top. But then the key is to getting the tact, which normally I like having tact as an untap ability, but only being able to do that in their weaker modes and their alt modes. Oh, I gotta log in for work, guys. Let's make this quick. And then after this battles, you may put a white pip upgrade from your scrap into your hand. White pip upgrade. And then the last ability here is when you play a card to untap this character, use its tact ability. So, you know, ready, is it ready for battle? It's got image Ironhide on there. Cats are playing, I apologize. So it's still, this tact can only happen when you untap it. So, you know, you play that action card, you untap it, he's in boat mode, scrap a white pip from your hand, you may draw a card. So it's kind of like the, oh gosh, what was that card from Wave 1 with Starscream? I can't remember anything. It's been so long. Played around with the game a few weeks ago, but it's been a while, and I do apologize. My lack of memory. I'm over 50, so, and I've had probably too much fluoride in the 70s and 80s in my system. So anyway, that's his alt mode. We flip him over to bot mode. He has, I've given him bold 2 because he's still kind of weak for a 7-star with an attack of 3. His defense goes down to 1. When this does enough damage to KO an enemy, use his bounty ability. Because he is a mercenary, he has a bounty only in bot mode. Then his bounty is do 1 damage to an enemy, do 1 more if it is equipped with a white pip upgrade. Who is it? The enemy. Okay, so you can get a 2 non-attack damage out of this, but you know, you're still going to be able to get 1. Originally I had this completely different. I'm like, that is stupid, let's change this. So that's what this is. Originally it was do 2 damage to an enemy equipped with white pip upgrade, and if he is able to even KO an enemy. They don't have a white pip upgrade because they're not that plentiful. You know, then it is like, what's the point? So you're gonna at least be able to get 1 damage, 1 non-attack if the enemy, if it is, who is it? The enemy equipped with a white pip. Then you can get 2 off. Okay, so there's that, and he is a cop. Let's keep this simple. I just changed his bold to bold 1. It's just, yeah, I changed it to bold 1. Let's just make it bold 1. Fogbreak is next. And okay, Flathead. While he's melee in alt mode, which makes sense, bot mode, he's ranged. That's it. He's just a runner and he's ranged. The nautical is not there anymore. He is you know, he's not a boat. He's not a boat. He's just ranged. Fogbreak is next and last. I gotta log in for work, guys. Fogbreak. Okay. If you remember, Captain Galleon Prime had this ability about after this attacks, you may untap another. For him, it was a 7-star character. For Fogbreak, since he is a 7-star character, it's going to be a 6-star or less nautical character in alt mode once per turn. Because if I didn't write that in there, it broke the game. Even though, despite how this is worded, I didn't want to, you know, where you can just keep untapping and untapping and untapping. And for the most part, it's a neat trick, but your attacks are going to be so weak in their alt modes. You probably wouldn't want to do that. And then even then, it's not gonna. It's something. The way I have this written now, you can only untap a character with less stars than it, so to speak. I think that keeps this from being just a constant rollover effect and breaking the game. So I tried to make this somewhat a neat untap ability while also being kind of weak, and when the character is at its weakest all at the same time. So I hope this is okay. Fogbreak 7-star Decepticon, Reconnaissance, Boat, and Ranged in his alt mode. In bot mode, he's actually melee. He may punch you in the face. So Fogbreak in his alt mode, he has Sync. And maybe I should have these. I normally have the untap thing on the bottom. And it's on the bottom here like I had with Galleon Prime. Excuse me, Captain Galleon Prime. So Sync, when you flip to this mode while in the KO, think Sentinels, okay? A boat you control has bold 2 for battle. So there you go. You have, mix up your characters, your factions, etc., etc. You can get some neat stuff worked out here. You're going to have a pretty darn strong deck to be able to get some good hits in, because overall these are pretty weak characters. So that is Sync. You can only happens when he's in the KO. His stats are his attack of 13, health of attack of 3, health of 13. 13 seems 13 is right out. He's now 11. I'm like, 13 for a 7-star character? Wait a minute. But maybe I was doing that to keep him from being put into KO too quickly. But he's 11. I kind of looked at a couple of characters real quick, looking at star counts versus health. And he's got one of the higher attacks in bot mode here of 5. That seems high. Let's just change that to make him 3 on both sides. Let's just make him 3 on both sides. 5. What was I modeling this character after? I don't have access to the, oh yeah, bad news. The Transformers TCG companion app don't work anymore. If I uninstalled it and reinstalled it, it did work a time or two, and now it doesn't work. It's like great. So at least we have transformerscards.org or I'll put it up here. And they have all the images there of all the original cards from the first 5 waves, then some, and then their own as well. Their next wave is coming out soon. Oh, and I want to do a video. Nobody cared. So I'll be opening. I'll do a video opening the Jumpstart pack. So it's I guess it's mine. Nobody wanted to try my contest. So he's got the Saint thing, but then he also has, after this attacks, you may untap another 6-star or less nautical character in alt mode once per turn, lighthouses and boats. Flip him over to bot mode. His attack is no longer 5. His health is no longer 13. It's 3, 11, and 2. He's pretty much even Steven on both sides. When this defends against a boat, do 1 damage to the attacker after battle. So, thus making him, that melee type character here. Revenge, when this is KO'd, draw 2 cards. So he's got non-attack damage going for him. He's got a draw power going for him. And remember, Revenge is an ability for Decepticons that gets triggered when they're KO'd. So when this is KO'd, draw 2 cards. And I even wrote it out. I probably didn't have to write that out like I did. And because of some of his, complexity going on here and some neat things, overall, he's in bot mode. The nautical comes off. He's just reconnaissance and melee. He's an uncommon character for what that is. And I like how he turned out. Just the way these guys look. If you, of course, the alt mode, I did the background, I did the water and sky. So is and the more I worked on water effects for the boat characters that I drew, and didn't want to just plop on a real water background, I started getting a little better doing water effects, and I would use colors and take colors from real pictures of images from the water and the ocean and the lakes that I've been to, because I'm in Alabama. We love our lakes. We love our waters. We love the ocean. We have beaches, in Gulf Shore and not far from Foley and Josephine, Alabama, et cetera, et cetera. Destin and all that. So, well, Destin's in Florida, right? Yes. It's on the other side of Florida, Alabama. Anyway. So if I have any subscribers or watchers from down there, give me a thumbs up. And on that note, I think we're going to have to call it quits because I got to log in for work. So we only got to look over Flathead, the runner mercenary, and Fogbreak, the reconnaissance Decepticon. Flathead and they're both 7-star characters. Just one is a mercenary, one is a Decepticon. I was really trying to mix them up a good bit. But yeah, Flathead does not have the mercenary symbol. He has a green Decepticon symbol on his chest thing, which looks kind of funny. He is a guy character. Most of my characters are guys because they're bots. But I do have a few. I think I made 1 or 2 female characters. Well, when I was doing drawing Power Masters, I drew some female characters to fill in the gaps using the Marvel comic characters of the Nebulans and whatnot. So there is that. Foil is based off who will be next on the next video coming up. It's based off my grandmother, but it is a male boat character. But it could easily be a female character if you want it to be, whatever. But yeah, and most of us, guys that grew up on the Transformers in the 80s, we kind of normally see the, Transformers as mostly male, but we enjoy our fembot characters like, RC and Chromia and Flame War, etc., etc. We enjoy those too, and I really, I did a review for Transformers 1, didn't I? If I didn't, I need to. The Arachnid. I really hope they do a not a deluxe, but a Voyager or maybe even a leader size figure of that Arachnid character from Transformers 1, because when she transformed, it was so cool. And my cousin and I are both like, whoa, we can't wait for a figure for that to come out. A good one, not the one that they have now, which it doesn't look so great. Like maybe a studio series of her would just be so cool. But sorry, I didn't mean to go that way. I really got to log in for work, guys. But tell me what you think. We'll catch you next time. So much more to go through. My gosh, we need to finish Marina Wars. We need to get started on the ranking cards. I want to, I did one video of going back and fixing some stuff. Someone on Facebook went on the custom page and was like, ooh, I like these, these secret upgrades cards that I created. And it kind of popped up in my feed in Facebook that those were liked, and I'm like, oh, cool. And I started looking at a few of them, and I'm like, oh, that might need to be reworded. That there's a mistake here, or error there, and I'm like, oh, gee. But Marina Wars. Yay, we're down. Out of all these characters, we've got 6 characters under our belt. How many years have I been working on these? I started looking at my playlist here on YouTube. 5 years. I apologize. I started these in 2019, after Wave 2, when the game was still being made. And it was inspiring me to draw and create these characters just out of the blue. It was insane. I had more time to draw. I just don't have a whole lot of time now. But tell me what you think. Throw scraplets at that like button. As always, glad you're here. Love to see you. We'll see you next time. And as always, Autobots, let's flip out and let's roll for it.